Welcome to another day of How to ABL. Today is Blast Hero Mutant Fracture Day. It is 8/30/2023. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the rotation here, and then I'm going to show you it in action. I do want to give a little special acknowledgement and shout out. Cable just got his newest uniform today, and it is very, very likely he is the new meta for today. However, since I've not done a lot of experimentation with him yet, I can't really show you him outscoring Storm yet. So as of right now, I'm going to show you Storm, who was the previous meta. But like I said, I'm pretty confident. I'd be very surprised, that is, if Cable doesn't outscore Storm. So I have Storm with a Rage. The way that I use her, I'm going to show you right here, and then I'm going to actually give you an example. 3 delayed cancel until the thunder hits, and then 5/4. 4, you jump in the air, throw your lightning, and when that's done, I do a 2 cancel 1. I kind of rinse and repeat. When her 6 is ready, I will cancel the 4 into 6. But you can pretty much use that 6 every other rotation. So she's fairly easy to use. I've seen other people kind of tweak with her skills a little bit to try to charge things up quicker and to keep her procs on. There are ways to manipulate that. I've never got them down because she is very tricky to play with. So let me go ahead and show you her in action, and I'll give you additional information afterwards. All right. So switching to Storm, picking it up. Like I said, 3, wait for that lightning, 5/4. See that big lightning tornado that comes down? I do a 2 splash 1. And then I'm going to move around for a little bit. I'm going to do a 3, lightning, 5/4, 7, 6. And then when she lands, 2 splash 1, 3, 5/4, rinse and repeat. Pretty straightforward. Now for this, I'm actually going to swap to Polaris because Polaris is my cancel. And then when his sword is raised, I'm going to pop that 3 and then instantly switch back to Storm. Since she's coming in as a striker, I can't really get instantly back, but trying to get instantly back. There we go. That's a nice proc on that one. Keep an eye out for those purple beams. With her abilities being blue, it is kind of easy to see those beams. See, I procced a little early there. That's what I mean. It's tricky to keep her procs on. And there are other ways of using her skills to try to force her procs to stay on. But, you know, you work with what you got, right? So this is the way that I play her. And, ooh, I got lucky and that purple orb dropped right on top of me. So now I have the Oathn Force to maximize my output of my damage. Okay, don't proc, you procced early. Darn it. Yeah, see, I should be proccing right now. Hey, cool. I saved myself with that. So 3, 5/4. I'm going to use the 7 as soon as it's available. 2 and 1. And then I'm going to run over here and grab that orb. 3, 5/4, 6. 2 and 1. 3, 7, 5/4. So he's going center again. I'm actually just going to pop a few of these for a few seconds. Switch, pop that 3, and then switch right back. Okay, wait till I'm on cooldown. 3, drop that lightning, 7, 5/4, 6. Again, that proc's slightly off, but I think because of how long 6 is, it should fix it for me again. Nope, it did not. That's okay. 3, I'm going to skip 2 and 1 this time. Pop that 7. Now I'm going to use 2, 1. Procs are off again. 3, 5/4, 6. This should fix it. There we go. All right, picking up that orb. 3, 7, 5/4. A little too long delay on popping that 4. 2 and 1. All right, 3, 5/4, 6. We can work with that, and I think 7 is going to come online while I'm in the air. 7, when your striker comes in, it doesn't interrupt the skill you're using, so go ahead and use that 7 whenever you want. It doesn't proc or mess up your rotation. Actually, it might trigger the proc. I've never noticed it triggering the proc, but I know it doesn't mess up your rotation. So 5.2 million is not terrible. Is there better? Absolutely. And like I said, I have a feeling Cable will probably take over today. But let's go ahead and talk about my team. Let's talk about my account so you can kind of see why I'm scoring what I'm scoring. If you're playing ABL, you probably know what you're doing, so I'm just going to show you my cards and X swords without explaining what I have. I don't have 25% Pierce, keep that in mind, because I keep re-rolling cards trying to get a blue all attack on the last star, and it's been killing me. The random in this game is painful. So here are my cards. Pause it if you want to read them. Here are my X swords. Likewise, pause it if you want to read that. Okay. Now let's show my Storm. I will mention Rage and Judgment do work with her, but typically for ABL characters, it is advisable to use Rage. Apparently, the Rage will... Like, there's some resistances with Judgment. That's what everyone's telling me, and she does score more for me with Rage, so I'm going to go with it. With the uniform, you definitely want the Krakoan Summer. And as you can see here, it is mythic. If you want to know what the options are, it's also seasonal, so it's hard to get a hold of. But with Cable, I don't know. I don't want to say he's going to outscore her, but I'd be surprised if he doesn't. But Deadpool, Lady Deadpool, Medusa Inhumans versus X-Men, Captain America Sharon Rogers Light Serious Armor, American Chavez Classic, and then Baron Zemo Marvel Studios The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'd mentioned I'm using a Rage on her, rolled to a 0.9 like you should have it. I do not have her artifact. I have Poa on her. Any attack set is good. Just make sure they're all 3 stars that are red for your ISO 8. What you need is going to depend on your account, but I usually pick whatever I get first. I'll put Thor as the striker pretty much for every ABL character because he tends to score higher than most other folks. So I would definitely recommend using Thor as your striker. It seems to increase your overall score. And then I have Uru all over the place that are amplified. If you are going to put Uru on, make sure they're at least 5-star Uru. I do have that one OB there, but it's just health to try to give her more survivability. So I haven't put a lot of work into her, so she could be built better. And this is what's hurting my score the most, is I do not have her crit damage capped. You really want to cap these stats. Not capping them does hurt your overall output. So if I can swap them around and get crit rate down a little bit and critical damage up more, she would probably score a lot more for me today. So just want to point all that out. Still, like I said, considering how I have her built, I think that 5.2 million is a perfectly reasonable score for the way my account is built. So let's talk about her team up, why I chose what I chose, and some alternatives for today. So let's see, Arena Alliance Battle, if I can click the right thing. So Polaris for the leadership, 45% increase of basic attacks. She also has a passive where all mutants allies will have increased basic damage dealt to supervillains by 45%. What I consider to be probably the best support ability in the game, damage dealt. Over here we have Dazzler. I consider her to be the best mutant support character in the game because she does 65% basic damage dealt as a support passive. I actually ended up, I think Polaris got my insight. I don't think it was Dazzler. So I have an insight on Polaris. Having an insight on one of the two is going to be super helpful. Alternate characters, if you do not have Storm at tier 4 or with her newest uniform, I would absolutely consider using Xavier if you have Xavier's uniform for Quiet Council. I think this is a good uniform. Apparently you can be tiered 4. If you don't have them yet, don't build them. But I would literally just swap out Storm with him and use him for today. Other considerations that I would consider is, surprisingly enough, Captain Britain, before Storm got her tier 4, scored on par. Captain Britain, Hellfire Gala, does work. Not great, not the best, but does work. But I have a feeling, once we have a chance to play around with Cable here, I have a feeling he's going to take the show. I will try him out later. If I do end up scoring more, maybe I'll just do another video regardless and just show you his tier 3 comparison to what I'm scoring with Storm, because remember, I'm saving tier 4 mats for Doctor Strange in case he comes out soon, and I'm also saving up for Luna Snow first. So even though Cable seems like he's probably going to be worthy of a tier 4, especially if he outscores today, he's not top on my list. He's not even the top 2 or 3 on my tier 4 list. So I will eventually get around to him, but I definitely want to see what he can do at tier 3, and I'm sure a lot of you will be wondering what he's capable of doing. So I've got him built pretty decent. I used to use him in the past, but he definitely could use some work, and I definitely got to work on some of his stats. So there you go. Hopefully that was helpful for you and useful. If you liked it, consider a thumb up and leaving a comment because it helps the algorithm. And may your ABL score be as high as possible.